Hello and welcome back. As you can see, I just got done recording the ending to The Blade of Galadriel. So now we're off to do the other expansion. Play as Baranor on his mission to open up a second front in the desert of Lithland. Baranor is immortal and carries no ring of power. If he dies, his story is over. Be careful. I'm expecting to do this multiple times, this story. I may have not died at all in Galadriel, in the Ethereal's campaign, but I don't have that much confidence that I won't die in this one. Definitely because he doesn't have a ring of power. I do like his armor, though.
This doesn't seem like a place you find good men!
We're not looking for good men. We're looking for mercenaries. We have no hope of taking the fortress without them.
If we make it far enough to hire them, with those things out there!
Good point.
These bones! This place has swallowed things larger than us! And smell those worms! They'll kill us all!
Run! Get off the sand!
It's all sand!
Bullshit, it's all sand!
Keep calm! Keep moving!
Where?
Anywhere that isn't sand!
Oh, that was quick! I wasn't expecting us to die so quickly.
Ah! I was hoping it wasn't a corpse I was dragging home. Be a bit weird, that, eh?
My men... What happened?
I'm really sorry, lad. They weren't as lucky as you.
Thank you for saving me.
Oh, don't thank me. Thank this. That little darling's a bit twitchy, but she should get you up to my camp, no trouble. I've got a newer one myself. Worked out all the hitches.
Hitches?
Word of advice about the climb. If you don't like heights, don't look down. And if you don't like dwarf asses, don't look up.
Well, I like this expansion already. I mean, this DLC already. As you can tell, it doesn't take
This
much.
device! You built it?
You don't need to flatter me, lad. I already snatched you from the nasties. No, what you got there's Numenorian. Loads of their contrivances scattered around from way back.
Very useful.
Trick is grabbing it without the worms grabbing you. I found a few promising sites, got them all sketched out. You bring what you find back to me, I'll tinker till it does what it used to. Or does something anyway. Then you can field test it, make sure it's safe. Sound good?
More than fair.
Oh. 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 We got 3 heals. It has a shield though, so that'll be interesting. I wonder if that's gonna allow us to block. And it'll also be neat to get to have getaways from when we can't defeat foes.
Not the most convenient spot if you're moving in furniture. But on the plus side, worms don't like heights.
Oh, so this is who the camp belonged to. A good old friend.
So, what are you doing so far from Gondor?
Looking for the Vanishing Sons. They're a mercenary company.
Yes, I hired a few of them to look for Numenorian bits. Now I owe their leader a few mercenaries. I've got just the thing to get you to where they are. Just don't tell them where I am.
What do I do?
Just run off the edge of the cliff.
Run off the edge of the cliff.
And here, these are the places to poke around for more Numenorian goodies. Go on then. I've used this thing myself. Not a bump or a scratch.
That's not what I'm concerned about. I saw that Drake. Press A to open the kite while in the air. Press B while gliding to drop. Glide over vents. Okay.
See, laddie, nothing to it. Now, whatever you do, don't. Oh, you'll figure it out.
Figure what out? Just have to not think about it, is all. All right, this is... Whoa! Right. Getting the hang of it. My name is Baranor. I am second captain of the Gondorian Guard at Minas Ithil.
Minas Ithil has fallen some time ago, I believe.
I am seeking soldiers.
Well, it's difficult to be a captain without them. Lucky for you, I've got the finest warriors in all of Middle-earth. Do you carry coin of any kind?
Some.
Some. You're going to need a lot more than some. What are your plans for them, eh? I assume you're not planning to retake Minas Ithil.
I'm planning to take Shindrum.
The fortress? No. That sounds like the work for heroes. All I can offer you are mercenaries. Look, why don't you come back when you have some more money, or sense? What art?
How do you know that name?
You haven't changed! I remember a boy of 7. Small for his age, so he had a lot to prove. And one day, he decided that he was going to explore the caves of Umbar, but he got himself into a little bit of trouble. Lucky for him, he had a brother. A beautiful, courageous older brother who was sent to look for him. And by the time that champion reached him, he was moments away from being devoured by Caragors.
Caragor? Jagai?
No, little brother. I am Serka now. Serka, the unkillable. Serka, the insufferable. Serka, the survivor. But I still bear some scars from my former life.
How did you come to be here? Among these Easterlings?
Same old story. A village is raided, homes are looted, mothers and fathers are slaughtered, screaming tears.
Orcs.
Mercenaries.
How is it?
I should be thankful, though, of course, eh? Not every boy gets the chance to be raised among such a merry band of killers and thieves.
But you lead them.
Yeah, only until I get a knife in my back. And believe me, that is how all leaders end up. But enough history. Blood only goes so far. You and I, we have business to transact.
Hi, Pandora. Get your butt out of the way. To hire men, select this icon. And see what mercenaries you can afford. Select a mercenary in the front row and press to hire. Oh. Maman of the Flowers. Bocce the Undeadable. What do you have for your weaknesses? Yeah, you're a no-go. If you're afraid of the flies, you're a no-go. I am a frequent user of flies. I don't think there's... They use curse. Another no-go. How about you, Fearless? Sure. Select your hired mercenary. So, as long as I don't fight fire, I guess I can call upon you. The Sand Spider. Damaged by executions and fear of executions. But you are very strong.
Something about a raid leading a rebellion.
No one lives forever. When your health is low, hold R to right bumper to open your weapon wheel and hold X to use the healing elixir. You can find more elixirs by killing orcs. Baronor's mortal and carries no ring of power. If he dies, the story is over. You can progress on story with the story icon, and Torvor's skill upgrades will carry forward, but your outposts and higher mercenaries will be lost. Interesting. Numenorian artifacts are scattered around the desert of Lithond. Recover these ancient devices and return them to Torvin to gain access to powerful Torvin skill upgrades. View Torvin skill description in the character menu to see Torvin's sketch of the area. To search, find the Numenorian artifacts there, then return to Torvin to unlock the skill upgrade.
If I'm going to take that fortress, I better start with something smaller. Let's see about those outposts.
Are earned by finding Numenorian artifacts. Highlighted a skill upgrade. Okay. We have grapple. Grapple pull, grapple catapult. We know where that is. And cyclone. I think that's where we are. Yeah, that's where we are, and it is on the upper left. So what do we got here? We got Bodyguard. Unlocked by playing story. Unlocked by playing story. Unlocked by playing story. Unlocked by playing story. Bombapier's satchel. I can carry bombs. I can carry steel bolts. Yes, give me health. Give me all of it. Don't punch the mercenaries, please.
The Numenorians possessed wisdom far superior to any we have today. Shame that in the end it wasn't enough to save them. But it does fascinate me how they created a device to aid in climbing, and later upgraded it to knock loads of people down. If it were me, I'd have done it the other way round.
The Drake is still
They should
there.
prove useful. Or it could be broken and worthless. I suppose I'd have no way of knowing.
Right? That's gonna make things infinitely more difficult. Do I at least have a map? No fast travel points, I'm guessing. Oh, I do. Neat. Hi, Pandora. Why are you a menace? Does Pandora know that she's a menace? Yeah, Pandora is a menace.
There's a bunch of Gondorians walked all the way here only to get eaten by werewolves. Desert's not a place to be taken lightly.
Does Pandora know she's a menace to society?
Next orc I meet is going to regret.
Oh, let's use the appendices. I am Sreka now, Sreka the Unkillable, Sreka the Insufferable, Sreka the Survivor, but I still bear some scars of my former life. Born to a Hadrim family near Umbar, Sreka's life had been marked by hardship and great loss. Originally named Jagai after his grandfather, Sreka witnessed his younger brother, Warad, taken away by village clerics and delivered to Gondor as a guarantee of peace. Soon after, his village was razed by a newly formed mercenary company known as the Vanishing Sons, who slaughtered his parents and most of the village. From their earliest raids, the Vanishing Sons had established their primarily recruit method, taking in surviving children and instructing them in the ways of war. The boy known as Jagai was adopted by the mercenaries along with 2 other children, both of whom died in the following months after battle and overwork. This was a pattern he saw repeated over and over in the following years. Jagai was transformed by these experiences and took the Easterling name of Sreka. Committing himself to survival at all costs, he would be a friend to all, but never truly trust anyone. Instead, he put his faith in himself, surviving by his wits as much as his fighting skills, and embracing great risk for the promise of reward. He cheated death so many times he gathered the title of the Unkillable. Over time, he rose through the ranks of the Vanishing Sons to become their leader. Likewise, the Vanishing Sons themselves have changed, becoming less of a group of Easterlings, soldiers, than a band of mercenary orphans. Does Pandora want to be one? Yeah, where she came from. Torvin, Lethen's greatest hunter. Every creature's got its lore, eh? When this resourceful dwarf is not on the hunt or another, he's tinkering with new bits of kit to ensure success on the next. He and his brother, Gorvin, left their home in the Orcorni to stalk Middle-earth's greatest prey, only to have Gorvin fall to their attempt to bring down the mythical Great White Graug. Torvin eventually got revenge for his brother, slaying the mighty beast with help from another deadly hunter, Talion, a ranger of Gondor. With the Great White Graug vanquished, Torvin set out for the desert of Lithand, where he would hunt an even more formidable adversary, the massive subterranean terror known as werewolves. During his expedition in the region, he began discovering lost artifacts of Numenor. A skilled craftsman by nature of his dwarven heritage, Torvin set about restoring these ancient devices to working order, finding they aid him not only when hunting beasts, but also when evading enemies. This latter category has come to incline not only the orcs of Lethro and the worms themselves, but also the Vanishing Suns company, some of whom members have been killed on elevated expeditions Torvin planned and financed. Oh, he has his own new thing here, okay. Minas Ithil is the only home I've ever really known, the only family I've ever known, and I will fight to defend it. Captain Baranor was the second in command to General Castamir, born to a Haradrim family near Umber. He was exchanged with a Gondorian child as guarantee of peace, and in the intervening years, contact was lost with his people, and he was raised as a Gondorian by a wealthy family in Minas Ithil. A trusted lieutenant, he was recognized early on by Castamir for his bravery and superior combat abilities. He rose through the ranks quickly to become Castamir's bodyguard, and ultimately his second in command. Baranor devoted his life to the service of his adopted city. He is loyal, brave, grounded by a strong moral compass, and willing to give his life for his general. Baranor rarely lets down his guard and lives by a strict military code. Following the fall of Ithil, Baranor ventured deeper into Mordor to rescue Gondorian prisoners who had been captured by the orcs, along with second captain Idril. They performed raids on orcs camps over time. Their numbers diminished. Baranor and Idril persisted in Mordor for a time, but ultimately committed themselves to a plan in which Idril would lead the surviving Gondorians to a hidden sanctuary of Henneth Anun, while Baranor would venture out to the eastern desolates of Lethal and open a new front in the war for Mordor. Scouts had informed them of the orc fortress of Shandram and a neighboring mercenary company known as the Vanishing Suns that might be enlisted in an attempt to conquer it. Baranor made the trek to Athlad, but lost his company to orcs and wereworms before reuniting with Sekra, the brother he had thought dead all these years. Easterling mercenaries, blood for coin. The Vanishing Suns are a mercenary company located in Lethaland, formerly professional soldiers within the Easterling military. The Vanishing Suns were born at the Massacre of Eastford, where a brigade of Easterling warriors were sent into an unwinnable battle in the grassland of the Rohirrim, facing a superior force of Rohirrim riders. Close to 1,000 men were slaughtered. The 24 Easterling soldiers who managed to escape did not return to Ruin, and instead took the name of the Vanishing Suns and became mercenaries who fought for the highest bidder, whether they be former allies or enemies. From their earliest raids upon Haradrim villages, they established their primary recruit method, taking in surviving children and instructing them in the ways of war, to the extent that the Vanishing Suns transformed over time, becoming less a group of professional soldiers than a band of mercenary war orphans, one of whom eventually became their leader. The Vanishing Suns eventually made their way to the deserts of Lithland, where they took up residence in the ruins of an ancient Númenórean fortress. Lithland gave them a permanent home, where they brokered a deal with the orcs of Shandram. They would be left in peace and paid a monthly bounty for dealing with bandits that assaulted the marauder camps and their supply lines. The Vanishing Suns dispatched the bandits quickly and sent the heads of 20 warriors to the orcs. Lethal grew quiet until some months later, when the mercenaries happened upon an idea that would guarantee as much work as they wanted. Thus, the bandit raids began again. I'm just making sure the recording is working because I forgot, and my eyes are not having fun here. I believe this is the same. Yeah, I think the only difference... I'll just read it anyway, just in case. The stories of the past shape us, they damn us, they hold forth an ideal for us to live up to. Most of us fail, but we strive, and that's what matters. Second Captain Idril is the only child of Minas Ithil's military leader, General Castamir. Idril's mother died during an orc raid when she was 11, and Idril was forced to mostly raise herself. This made her self-sufficient and relentless in pursuit of her goals. As an adolescent, her goal was to avenge her mother, and she repeatedly slipped into Azereth Ungol to attack orc encampments. After growing weary of Gondorian patrols, returning his daughter to safety. Daughter to safety, Castamere enrolled Drill to the military so she'd have a fighting chance when she inevitably sought orcs to slay. Strong-willed, proud, and very conscious of coming from a military family and has served Minas Ithil for generations. Ithil trained as a professional soldier, but the siege of Minas Ithil was her first true experience of war. Before the siege, she spent much of her free time cataloging the vast collection of artifacts in Minas Ithil's great hall. She became familiar with its treasures, though the workings of some, like the Palantir, remained mysterious to her. It was during this time she fell in love with Baranir, the second-in-command to General Castamere, though the relationship was kept a secret. Following the fall of Minas Ithil, Idril engaged in a guerrilla campaign within Mordor, rescuing captains and captured Gondorians, attacking orc camps, and when possible, recovering the treasures of the Great Hall. Baranir joined her and other Gondorians in the doomed task, and over time their numbers diminished. Idril and Bornir persisted in Mordor for a time, but ultimately committed to an audacious plan in which Idril would escape the last of the captured Gondorians and lead the survivors to a hidden sanctuary of Henith Anun, while Baranir would venture out to Athland and open a new front in the war for Mordor. Scouts had informed them of the orcs' fortress of Sindarum and neighboring mercenary companies, known as the Vanishing Sons, that might be enlisted as an attempt to conquer it. The Sargent defeated and sacked, Idril and Baranir would reunite and consolidate their newly acquired mercenary force with those of the remaining Gondorians and take their war to the very heart of Mordor. And yeah, all these we already got. Anything new here? I know we're missing a few things. Oh no, never mind, we still have the... Oh, here's something new. Hidden and hungry. Most places you become worm food after you die. Here the worms aren't so patient. There are many threats and terrors to be found in Lithland. The wereworms is one that finds you traveling silently beneath the featureless sands, guided by instincts and unbeknown guile. These ancient hordes overwhelm their prey by erupting from the very earth in an explosion of dust and teeth. With their quarry injured or stunned, they strike like a snake, engulfing their victim in their mandibles before dragging them underground to a slow death by choking suffocation. Werewolves are attracted to grog, with an inexorable compulsion to rival only by that of an orc themselves. Warriors of Sauron's army hate the thought of wasted grog under any circumstance, but in Lithland their care is handling barrels and takers go beyond mere greed. A single drop spilled on the sands may result in a devastating attack that causes many casualties, or worse, destroys more grog. Though the werewolves are largely an invisible danger, their presence can be inferred from the worms' mounds they sometimes create on the surface by shooting these or smashing grog barrels. A savvy warrior can turn this threat into an asset and bait orcs into deadly ambushes and fates too horrible to contemplate. And then we have all these. The gauntlets! Relic of a lost world. I reckon the Numenarians figured out everything there is to know. They just jammed it all into this bloody stalking gauntlet. The great kingdom of Numenor reached its height during the Second Age, only to suffer a crushing fall. Its wonders are largely lost now, but traces of its lineage remain, as do pieces of its incredible technology buried in the mud and sand of the many lands of the Numenorians once conquered. The gauntlet is a marvel of engineering, the uses of which are almost too varied to enumerate. While its origins are lost forever, its power cannot be overstated. Capable of absorbing otherwise lethal blows, launching an array of deadly munitions, and smashing through whole fierce formations of enemies. The gauntlet gives one man the power of an army. Besides the gauntlet and its fantastic counterpart, the kite, many lesser Numenorian artifacts are scattered around Lithland, though the persistence and cunning of Torvin the dwarf, these strange objects can be used to upgrade and expand the gauntlet's capabilities even further, making Baranor a serious threat to the region and to its fortress Sindarum. Okay. My eyes are not doing too good right now. He can go fast. So we flew from here, went through here. If I was a smart man, I wouldn't go through the fortress. The only reason why I'm going through the fortress is because I want to see something.
Always thirsty. Is that normal? Are you thirsty?
Range mode. To open the weapon wheel, select ammo type. And then I can decide. Do I want bombs? Do I want steel bolts?
We're in a shocking desert. It's dry.
Okay, so this is what I saw, is a dead body. That has money on it.
What do you say we go up to that arch for some dwarves? What was that noise?
Dwarven whetstone. Defeating captains rewards you with augments that provide bonuses to your gear. Treasure orcs also have a chance to drop augments. Each piece of gear can have 8 augment slots. Okay. It'll just make me wonder if I can sell them. I mean, not sell them, the, oh dear. Let's get the biggins first.
Stay put! Did you hear
So orcs just might have money on them. Interesting. Yeah, we're going over here. That is where we're going. But so far I like this. I like the gameplay of this. What I don't like is that.
all I'm saying? If you're gonna gas somebody's throat, why wouldn't you take their stuff after? It just makes sense.
No! Fuck you!
I smell some delicious man flesh. It's fire's warm us. When that comes down, we'll eat like kings.
I've been looking for you for a long time. My skin, it grows and contorts. It swells and twists. Nothing, it seems, can stop it. But you are the remedy for my ills. The balm for my malady. What I'm saying is, I'm the diseased, and you're the cure.
So, do I just break the teeth?
The Numenorians set their minds to making a man fly. But when they figured out a device that could do it, they decided they weren't impressed enough with themselves. So they set about improving on it. How could a people who soar like birds fall so far that there's hardly any trace of them left?
Okay, we get 25 more focus.
I can't wait to see what the dwarf does with this. Or maybe I can.
That's just in one of the doors where we came from. Okay, we're near that. Okay, that's pretty high up on the tower. I just wanted to make sure none of them was the dragon. I mean, the worm that we just saw. There's a piece up here, I think. I know there's one over here. Oh, not over there. Over here. There's one here. And hopefully another captain doesn't come after me.
Suppose if I run out of firewood, I could burn Caragor droppings. Maybe I should keep one up here as a fuel source. Oh, let's see what you've brought.
Berna has access to many powerful skill upgrades. Once unlocked, a skill upgrade is always active, and all skill upgrades stack. You do not have to choose between. Nice!
That'll tilt the odds in your favor.
do I really know about this Torben? He seems keen to test these artifacts on me, see whether they kill those who wield them. Although it must be said, I haven't been killed. Yet.
Oh, I saw that there's a few here, but I don't know where exactly. Hopefully this time I don't, you know, get ambushed or anything by an orc that's for some reason able to smell Boromir. Dwarf killer. I mean, dwarf killer, not dwarf killer. That's probably a Warhammer orc. See if there's any up here. Okay, let's check again. Okay, that is not here. That looks like to be on the right side of the thing. That's back where we can hire mercenaries, I think. No, that is a different place. We went by there. Well, we flew over there. I know where that is. That's on the left side. That is where I was. This is what I was thinking of. But there's no rock like that here. So it might be over here. Because one is over here because we saw that place. So let's fast travel here. Okay. I'm just going to look around this area just in case. Seems to be that there's nothing here. Some more arrows.
You ever
So I guess, which one do I want to go to?
Stop squirming!
The soldiers of this ancient empire wielded the mightiest blades, the most powerful bows. But, as in most things, they weren't satisfied there. They devised clever ways to burn their enemies, to terrify and sow chaos among them. Any craftsman pours his strength and wit into his creations. To that, the Numenorians added madness. Oh, and fire.
I can't imagine what function this device could possibly have. But I suppose that's part of the fun.
I was kind of hoping that, you know, the little sandworm thing that we saw about would have done something. Ah! That explains the problem. I'm using grenades. Oh, that was an accident. But let's fast travel here. No, 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 no. God! This is just getting worse and worse. Okay, so we got... Yeah, we got that one. No more Luminarian Fire. Okay. Last Blood.
Still never found those dice I lost. Hope they have rotten luck. You ever seen a dwarf running around in the desert? The one with all the toys. I wonder where he gets all that stuff. I bet it's worth a lot of coin. But getting it from him would be a hassle. Seems he can handle himself in a fight.
That is an understatement. Okay.
Their obsession with
Okay, whatever.
raw. And if we were orcs, do you think we'd be any...
It's not here, is it? It's different. Yeah, the inside shows different.
They bleed, they piss, they throw up. What? You look annoyed.
last one is somewhere over. Oh. Well, not the last one. The next one is over here.
Just as important as strength are stealth and speed. If you're invisible, there's no defense. If you're silent, there's no call for help. Reckon no one mastered this better than the Numenorians. No one's seen or heard them in ages.
Torben should be able to use this to make my gear more deadly. Whether to me or the orcs remains to be seen.
Money. Okay. I'm on the wrong side for that one, I think. Might as well at least look around. Oh no, I'm on the right side. Possibly.
Stay on your guard. It might come back.
Not below. On steel, fire, and poison. Okay.
It's not even fair. How is it? Do you think an orc?
Ah, another grog.
It's an age-old quandary in battle. How'd you close the distance to your enemy? Well, the Numenorians, true to form, solved this problem with a novel approach. Instead of making your way to your opponent, bring him to you, and then smack him. Goes without saying.
These Numenorians were either brilliant or diabolical. And actually, it needn't be one or the other.
Okay, let's go to Torvin. And then I'm going to call it an episode, and then the next one we're going to go more exploring. To see if we can find the rest of the gear. Because I don't want to find them all before I start doing anything. Hi, Torvin.
Ah, find something?
Chain kill. When you use your crossbow to chain together multiple stealth kills or executions. Press X to additional targets during a stealth kill or execution. Each addition consumes ammo. Press okay. And we can change to fire bolts and fire bombs. Hold to grab a nearby orc with your gauntlet to chain to pull them towards you and knock them down. Okay, now we just need to find a location that kind of looks like this. We know where this one is. We need to find an archway. I might have stood on it and not realized. And then we need this location.
Now you'll have some fun, lad.
Yeah, with that, I'll call that an episode. And I'll see you all in the next.